Hello, welcome to Sweatshop Guide. This is going to be a very beginner-friendly sweatshop guide. I do have a guide on the bungalow, also the barn, and of course the docks warehouse. They're all currently uploaded on my channel, so if you are past the beginner stage of this game and you're not having any trouble in the sweatshop, those guides will come very handy. So they're mega efficient, totally automated guides using all of the space and all of the employees available to produce the most amount of product with the least work from you. So check those guys out if you haven't already. Now let's get straight into the sweatshop guide. Okay, so item requirements that you're going to need. You're going to need 6 large shelves, 8 grow tents, 2 beds, 1 medium storage rack, and 1 small storage rack. Okay, and then you're going to also need supplies to fill these shelves, so we'll get into that a bit later. So we'll go through that again. 6 large shelves, 1 mixing station, and you're also going to need a packaging station, 8 grow tents, 1 medium storage rack, and 1 small storage rack, and 2 beds. So mixing station, 6 large shelves, 8 grow tents, 5 medium storage racks, or 1 medium storage rack, 2 beds, and 1 small storage rack. Okay, so just make sure you've got those items. Now let's start placing these down. Your mixing station, first and foremost, is going to go up against this wall here, and your packaging station is going to go up against the window. Okay, and we're going to put down our grow tents. So we're going to put down 8 grow tents like such. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and those are going to be your 8 grow tents, all circled around the shelves in the middle. And for the shelves, obviously, you're going to have 1 against this wall, 1 against the window here, and 2 in the middle. So you want to keep these 2 in the middle. And for your large shelf, you're going to want to put that here. Okay, and then you want to put a medium shelf here. And if you would like, you can put a small shelf here. So that's just going to give you double storage, so you can have without blocking the shelf behind it. So if you were to put another medium, you're going to have a bit of trouble reaching that shelf. So putting a small there just makes it nice and easy to handle. Okay, so more storage the better. Now let's talk about filling these shelves. So in this shelf, you're going to want as many jars, so you could go 40 jars, 80 baggies down the bottom. And in this shelf, you want to have fill with blue pill mixer. Now, if you don't know where to buy the mixer, I'm sure you do. You go through that tree and the bridge, across the canal, up behind over the bridge, and you can see hopefully you can see the red roof over there. That is where you're going to buy your mixer from. So if you don't have a skateboard already, you want to prioritize buying a skateboard as fast as you can, and you can buy a skateboard from right here. See the shred shack? And it's about $1,500, and it'll get you a golden skateboard. Great. So now let us go into filling up these shelves. So for your first shelf, you're going to want 40 of the best soil you can purchase. I'm going to use 20 speed grow. You don't have to, but I would suggest it. And you can use 20 of the best seeds you can purchase as well. Now you notice 2 beds in my inventory. I'm going to place 1 bed down here in the center, and then for the second bed, we're going to be going back to the motel and placing your bed in here as well. So this is where you will be sleeping. The other bed in your sweatshop is where your employee will be assigned. Now there is a trick where you can assign your employee to the motel room as well. So if you want to put both your beds in there and assign your employee there, he will still work out of the sweatshop. But for this case, I don't believe that mechanic will be around for much longer. I think it's going to be removed. So I'm going to assign my employee to the bed in here just to keep things future-proof. So we're going to go bed, and we're going to assign our employee to this bed. Okay, and in this shelf here, so we've got a trash grabber. This is going to be very important. You notice we don't have any trash cans around, so we've removed all of the trash cans. We're going to be grabbing the trash with our trash grabber and then taking it directly to the skip bin. Okay, so we're going to avoid the trash can and the bag process altogether. Now let's put the employee to work. So we've assigned him a bed. Now we're going to go down. I'm going to assume you've never used an employee before, so we're going to go through what they do. So you can see a supplies option here. okay? And with an X saying none. So this is where your employee is going to get his supplies from. Meaning, what he uses to plant the seeds and grow the plant, this is where he's going to get all of the supplies from, okay? And all of the supplies can be on one shelf. He knows what supplies to grab. So we're going to select his supplies shelf with the shelf that we set up earlier. So this has all of the supplies needed to grow a plant, okay? So we're going to select that for a large storage rack, and that's going to be a supply shelf. So we can see he's got the soil and the speed grow and the seeds in that shelf ready to go. And that is all he's going to need to grow, okay? So the other option he has, if we go back up to the employee, press E, we're going to see pots/drying racks, okay? And this is where we can assign him pots to grow. So in order to do that, we're going to click this tab right here. Highlights when we hover our mouse over it. We're going to click it, and we're going to walk upstairs, and we're going to see the pot here, and we're going to click it again, and then it's going to pop back up. We're going to click it one more time, move over one, click it, move over one, click the pot, move over, click the pot, move over, click the pot, move over, click the pot, and so forth until we've selected every single pot. Okay, so we're not 100% done just yet. So now we want to shift click all of these pots. So we're going to hold shift and click, manage as many pots as possible. Okay, and we're going to walk up and manage X times pot. We're going to press E, and we're going to select the seed for the best seed that you have available. In your case, it might be OG. In my case, it's the purple seed. So we're going to select that. We're going to select one additive for the speed grow. And we're going to select a destination. All 8 pots are going to go into this shelf here. Great. So we have all pots flowing into one shelf. So it's going to be a very busy shelf. If you would like, you can change maybe 3 destinations. You can deselect, 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 maybe 3. And then you can shift click, shift click, shift click, manage 3 pots, select the destination, and put it on this shelf if you would like. So that's going to divide up the destinations between the 3 pots, maybe giving you some breathing room. Now, without further ado, we are going to put money in the briefcase of the employee. He needs at least $200 to start work, and he's going to eat that up straight away. So we're going to put at least 4 days work in there. Deborah is then going to grab the seeds and start planting. So we're going to wait, we're going to close the door, save the game, and we're going to wait until all of these pots are filled and planted. Now, we don't have a cleaner available to us, so we're going to have to just start picking up the rubbish as she drops it. So here she goes. She's planted all of our pots, and then she's going in now and putting on speed grow on every single pot. And now that she's done, every plant has been boosted to almost ready for harvest. So hopefully, got about 20 minutes left in the day. Hopefully she's going to be able to harvest. Great. Now what you can also do if you feel like it, you can set some of these grow plants to channel directly to the mixing station, because your job is to grab your quality. So you might be concerned that it says low quality or poor marijuana down here, but if you go into your contacts, you can see now the standards here are green. Standards are low for Northtown and Westville. Your standards are low. Only now when you get into downtown, docks, suburbia, and uptown do the standards start to change. So green is going to be fine for the areas that you would be operating in. So we're going to sleep, and because I don't want to walk all the way to the motel, I'm just going to walk up to her, unassign her bed, and then sleep in her bed. And then as soon as we wake up, we're going to reassign her bed. She's going to get straight back to work. Now, before she harvests the rest of the plants, the first thing she's going to do is plant this seed here. and put some speed grow on it. Great, and this is actually how you want her to do this. This is going to be the most efficient way to grow and cycle through these plants. The quicker your plant gets in the ground, the better. Obviously that means while she is harvesting the next plant, this plant gets time to grow. I'm just going to go through and pick up as much rubbish as we can. Great, so we're getting some more material down here. We're not going to put it in the mixing station just yet. We're going to wait until we get 20, but we can put it on the table. Now she's gone through about 10 seeds and 9 speed grow, so you're going to want to keep an eye on this here to make sure that it's stocked up and she doesn't run out of supplies. Now we've got a bit of extra storage space, so if you want to have an overflow of supplies here, you can. You can put some here, take your pick. If you want to just fill the shelf up with soil, speed grow, maybe even seeds, put them in an extra shelf, and that way you don't need to run away and order every time this shelf depletes. It's just going to give you a bit of a longer time to stand in here or do what you need to do before the shelf depletes, and you can do one big order and restock both shelves at the same time. Just makes things a bit more efficient. Great, so we get our 20 product onto our mixing table, we grab our mixer off, we put it in, and we click begin. And then we can start to queue the next 20 as well. We can see the plant that she planted earlier is almost ready to be harvested. So she is seriously just going to harvest one plant, harvest one plant, harvest one plant, harvest one plant, the whole way around, producing your product almost as fast as you can. But instead of you having to trim, harvest, grow, plant, water, wait, go over here, mix, take it from there, put it in there, put another one in there, things are just going to be a lot faster for you. So all you're going to have to do is grab it off the shelf when it's available, put it onto the mixing stand, grab a mixer, put it onto the mixing stand. First we're going to have to take this out, put it onto the mixing stand, we pressed begin too early there, but that's fine. Put it into the packing station, grab your jars, fill up your packing station, and then pack. And there you have it, 4 jars produced. Now we're just going to put those over there, fill up our packing station with jars, put our jars back. This we produced a little bit too early of, which is going to be a little bit annoying, but that's fine. What I'm actually going to do is to keep supplies even, I'm going to delete these 8 here and delete these 2 here, and that way we're just going to keep an even supply of jars, because obviously 5 product per 1 jar. Now as you can see, in a very short amount of time we've produced 6 jars, and she still has plants to harvest. We've got this ready to harvest, this ready to harvest, it's all ready to harvest. Now the only thing for you to do right now would be to order more seeds. We've got a bit of extra supply of seeds to speed grow here that we're just going to throw in to keep her stocked up. She's got another 17 plants to go. Okay, so 17 times 8 is 136, and if you divide that by 5 per jar, that's 27 jars still to come out from the supplies that she has in there. So if you think that's going to be enough to supply you and your dealers for quite some time, you can essentially walk away and then stock up your dealers, do a lot of sales, and then when you come back, fill up the shelves one more time and keep going, okay? And this is going to rocket you into the bungalow. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This has been an efficient sweatshop guide setup. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments, and I will be sure to answer you as soon as I can. And that will be it for this video. Like I mentioned before, I have guides for the bungalow, I have guides for the barn, and I have guides for the docks, all on my YouTube channel, all optimized. Many hours have gone into creating these guides for you. So any support that you can leave, a like and a comment, and even a subscription really does help, okay? And be sure to check out those videos if you need any more help. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a fast and efficient guide for the Sweatshop, beginner friendly. Hope you enjoyed, and I will of course see you in the next one.